Assalamu alaikum, friends. There is a great noise here in Pakistan and even in certain other countries like Pakistan as well that non Muslims are forcibly being converted to Islam and that some of the women were forced to marry the Muslim men. So, the government of Pakistan, the Ministry of Religious Affairs and Minorities, held a seminar at a local hotel in Islamabad where all the minorities were invited and were asked to present their point of view on the subject. All of the minorities did speak on the subject, and all of them were of the view that forced conversions are going on at full swing in Pakistan, and forced marriages are also being conducted at a large scale in different parts of the country. So that sort of situation and talks were going on when few newly converted Muslims who abandoned their previous religion and converted to Islam, they also wanted to speak. There is an organization here in Pakistan comprising those new Muslims, and that organization is led by a new Muslim, Abdul Waris Gill. Abdul Waris Gill used to be a non Muslim, probably he was a Christian, and then he converted to Islam. After his conversion, he started a platform, and that was they are, guiding and facilitating somewhat the new Muslims. They are of the view that 2000 people have converted to Islam because after contacting them, and that 5,000 new Muslim families are in touch with them here in Pakistan. 5,000 families of new Muslims, not 5,000 individuals, rather, the 5,000 families who converted to Islam are in touch with them, and 2,000 new Muslims who converted to Islam after contacting them, and they wanted to speak. Abdul Waris Gill, who himself is a new Muslim, once he was talking, after barely 2 minutes of his talk, he was removed from the dais, from the podium, was not allowed to carry on his talk at all. And then certain female new Muslims also wanted to speak and wanted to tell that no one else is actually has forced them to become a Muslim, and rather, once they converted to Islam, they were victimized by their own families. They were victimized, and this is the kind of, but they were none of them were allowed to talk. Why? Because it was against the purpose, against the intention of that particular seminar. It was absolutely a one sided seminar. I think that no one else can convert anyone forcefully, no one else can do that, and no one else can marry forcibly any woman, any non Muslim woman, to any Muslim man. And there are certain cases, and that where the minorities alleged that this woman, this girl of there, was forcefully married to a Muslim man. They were presented in the court of law where where while enjoying their full freedom, they testified that they have converted and they have married on their own free will, and absolutely no one else has forcefully converted or married them. So this is the situation here in Pakistan. But the foreign funded NGOs, they have their own agenda. And as for the Pakistani government is concerned, Pakistani government always remain financially dependent upon the foreign countries, upon the Western countries. So this is the reason that neither the government of Pakistan is free nor anything like that, because it is really whatever being told to the Western countries. I think that as for these minorities, they are very honorable. They are equally honorable citizens of Pakistan, of any country, particularly the Pakistan, because the Pakistan is under the discussion. And I think that that is a mere propaganda, and the purpose of this propaganda is that they are seeking the funds, and they want to make for funds from the foreign country, from the Western countries, and they want to make a law, banning the conversion of the non-Muslims into Muslims. So making up this law, I think that is the purpose. That is the purpose, and that is the reason behind holding this like seminar. And if at all the new Muslims, those who were not Muslims earlier and they have converted with the free will, why don't you allow them to talk? And why don't you allow them to tell their ordeal about how they are being treated by their own community, and by their own families, and by certain other quarters in the country. And so why don't you allow, if at all you are right, if at all your stance is justified, that these people are forcefully being converted to Islam, I think you must listen to them, whether they were forcefully converted or they have converted because of their own free will. So that is something which must be understood by each quarter. But if at all somebody is a very biased one, highly biased one, obviously nothing can be done in that context at all. Then it is going to be one sided. As for this seminar is concerned, that was absolutely one sided one. And there are certain ulama, and there are certain Muslims who are getting the fund because of their own personal interest, because of their own greed. They are unable to talk freely, they are unable to speak their mind, they are unable to talk in a justified manner. Rather, they are being used and they are being abused as well by those with the money, by those with the power locally in Pakistani as well as foreign. This sort of situation must be reversed. Thank you.